What is up, bros and hoes? It's Ash your Optic MiDNiTE, and today I'm bringing you guys a good old-fashioned gameplay commentary. I don't typically make too many videos like this, but I thought that this was just on my mind lately, kind of like what I want to talk about as far as like the state of the Call of Duty community, because Call of Duty is like one of my favorite game franchises. I'd say like my two favorite game franchises of all time, Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. The Grand Theft Auto I grew up playing. Call of Duty has, I'd be lying if I said that Call of Duty didn't change my life. Like, this community, this game, making these videos, live streaming has literally changed my life for the better. So, a lot of you guys are going to call me biased. You're going to say that the title of my video is, like, bullshit, and I'm just, like, a COD or whatever you want to call me, but I'm just going to be, these are my honest opinions. Even if I didn't do YouTube and stream, this is still my favorite franchise, and I still care a lot about it. So this is just all my opinions. If you don't agree with me, that's totally okay. We are two different people with two different thoughts and feelings and perspectives, and I got love for you, all right? So let me just start off by saying that I really don't think Call of Duty is dead. A lot of people are saying like, oh, COD's dead, COD's dead, COD's dead. I don't think COD is dead until what's happening now happens for like a year or two in a row. I'd say right now is the worst state I've ever seen Call of Duty in terms of popularity, viewership, and just community. I'm speaking from a community viewpoint. I don't know anything about their sales, and I'm not even sure how much sales are indicative of how the franchise is doing as a whole, because this is just 1 year in the cycle, right? We're in this 3-year development cycle, so it can kind of rubber band back and forth, right? Like, this could be the worst year, and the next year could be the best year, or we could have 2 horrible years in a row, and that could really solidify COD's place in its decline, I guess, is what I'm saying. So I hope that makes sense. Basically, what I'm trying to say is one, like, pretty bad year, if we're not lying to ourselves. This is a pretty bad year for Call of Duty thus far. 1 year in this game's massive like franchise history is not enough to kill it. So that's what I mean when I say Call of Duty is not dead. I think what happens now, I just want to talk about like how we got to this point and what could happen now to kind of solve this situation, because the reason I say it's not dead is because one really killer year could really put the community and its popularity back on track. Like, we'd be lying to ourselves saying that this is not one of the most popular franchises out right now, right? And so if handled correctly, they, as an Activision, really, I'm not even putting a lot of this on some of the developers. Like, some of it, yeah, like IW is kind of messy, especially right now with some of the stuff that they're doing. But a lot of this, in my opinion, lies in the hands of Activision. And I could see like some of the stuff they've tried to do with supply drops, they've tried to balance it out. Because let's face it, like, supply drops are not leaving Call of Duty. Supply drops, or this crate system, is in nearly every AAA major release right now. They are not going anywhere. What needs to happen for Call of Duty, for it to be okay in Call of Duty, is they just need to balance it in a way where the things in there can be earned, or at least the things in there can't change the gameplay too incredibly much. That's my opinion on that. I could make a whole separate video just talking about supply drops and the way that I think that they should do them personally. But, like, how did we get here? So there's a 3-year development cycle. Infinity Ward is well into the creative side of things when Advanced Warfare was out, probably during Black Ops 3. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a game developer. I have no idea how it actually happens. But I'm assuming that the wheels were turning for their current game during AW, really gearing up during Black Ops 3, and that was before or just as this jetpack hate came out. And I feel this, if Infinity Ward or Infinite Warfare came out 1 or maybe even 2 years sooner, people would love the game. But what happened is they did this thing where it was like a 3-year chunk of futuristic movement warfare, and they can do that, but people are going to get sick of it, just in the same way that all the people complained before when they were pumping out Modern Warfares. Like, I don't know if a lot of you guys were involved in the community back then, but people were pissed. They were all saying, oh my god, it's the same thing every year, it's the same thing every year, and then boom, that's what that led to, is what happens now, I think. That's just my opinion, because like I said, I don't know how these development studios work. I don't know what's involved, or if how they decide some of these things, and so the fact that it was 3 years in a row really killed it for the franchise, like really made it not good. Like, the reason I'm not really playing too much IW is, I mean, I just grinded the F out of Black Ops 3 for a year, and IW is just so similar to it. Like, if I was gonna play it, I would just rather play Black Ops 3, really. Like, it's too similar. Like, aside, like, I really like playing the zombies, I like Infected, I like some of the stuff they've put in, but as far as grinding the game the same way I did Black Ops 3, like, I feel kind of been there, done that. And I feel like that's what led to this point. It's just, it's a little too similar. It's a little bit too much like it used to be. I feel like from a community's perspective, if they were to change it up every year, maybe have each studio doing like a theme or a time period, or if that's just too organized and it's not creative enough for them, like maybe they could just really focus on making like their own thing, because I feel like Infinity Ward took a little bit too much from Black Ops 3, especially with the movement. I understand that it has to be similar, and that's probably like the best way to do it compared to AW, but like it just feels like I'm playing Black Ops 3 with way better movement and hit detection, which is good, but like I said, I just grinded the F out of it. So what we have now is Sledgehammer Games is next up, and Sledgehammer Games has been developing their next Call of Duty since AW was out. I feel like if they come out with Advanced Warfare 2, and especially if it has advanced movement, they are just so wildly out of touch with the community that it's going to be really kind of like what we have this year. On the flip side of that, let's say they're like, oh shit, well, what we did was pretty cool, but it appears that this, especially 3 years in a row, maybe even 4, is not the way to go. And I think Sledgehammer Games has a really unique opportunity ahead of them. Just like when they came out with Advanced Warfare, like that wasn't the first Call of Duty they worked on. They did help with Modern Warfare 3 back in the day. And don't quote me on this as 100% fact. This is just my perspective. I'm pretty sure they only helped with the single player. I'm not 100% on that. That's just like my inklings on it. But I feel like if they came out, they have like a unique opportunity, kind of like they did with Advanced Warfare. Like when Advanced Warfare first was revealed, like I and a lot of the community were so hyped about it. Like I don't know if you guys were there during that point or not. What a terrible attempt at a 360 right there, Ashley. But I feel like, you know, they have a really unique opportunity in front of them, and if they learned from any mistakes they made in Advanced Warfare, like with the movement and with the way that they did the variants and the supply drops, you know, that was in its infancy at that time. So if they were to learn from those mistakes and listen to the community, I think that Call of Duty has a big chance of booming again, because the franchise is huge. It's still one of the top sellers. It's still a huge franchise, and the community, like, we're all shitting on the game. Well, I shouldn't say we're, because I'm really not. But a lot of people are shitting on the game this year, but they still bought it. They still played it. And they're probably still going to buy and play the next one, so long as they kind of maybe fix some of their mistakes or change up the setting at the very least. I'm pretty excited to see what they do. I think they could even get away with doing like a Modern Warfare. I feel like it'd be amazing if they did that. Maybe even competed or put themselves into the Modern Warfare universe. I think that would be pretty freaking awesome. Some type of Modern Warfare prequel, maybe. I'm not sure if that's possible. That'd be really interesting to me. I don't know. Now I'm just fantasizing. Now I'm just not even being really realistic here. I don't even know how it's gonna go, but I am excited to see. I want to know your guys' opinion. Obviously, my opinion summed up is we looked at how we got here, what could happen next. And I personally don't think Call of Duty is dead, but if we continue on this trend that we're on now and the way that things are going, it could very well die. I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me and say, oh, you're just paid or whatever. I promise you guys, I'm not paid. All I've gotten from Activision is paid flights and hotel rooms and really cool experiences as a fan of the franchise. And any money that I made off of those early access videos, I promise you guys, like, if you look at my channel, you will know that that is not how I make my money, basically, is what I'm saying. Not to dig on myself too hard, but I'm excited to see kind of where the franchise goes from here, because I guess now that they're at, like, this, I feel, this is just from a community standpoint, too. I don't know how the devs and Activision feel about it, but when they're at this low of a point, that gives them an opportunity to rise again, and we're gonna see if they're gonna do it, whether the next COD saves the franchise, or maybe we gotta wait for Treyarch to see what they're doing for it to save. We'll have to see. As a community, I'm still a big fan of the franchise. Like I said, I want to know your guys' opinion though. Is COD dead or dying or not? And if the next game came out and it was pretty killer looking, would you be into it, or are you just so far gone? I'd like to know your guys' opinion. This is my opinion as a long-time Call of Duty fan. I hope to see you guys comment down below. Please leave a like on this video if you liked it. I mean, if you disagree with me, I mean, please don't dislike the video just because you disagree with me. Just because you don't agree with my opinion doesn't mean it's a bad video. I'd really like to know if you do disagree. Please just comment. I'd really like to see that. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.